Man, I never know how to start these things. Hello, Toonkind. We do it.
That's how we do it. That's how we roll.
Yep, so I'm Kraken, and today for this 12 frames per second, I am playing Craigory. He's gonna have a great time.
Oh, and my name's Vwild, and I will be playing Detective Little in Stagehand. And she's here to, well, make things interesting. Please, someone, bless this boy. Bless the boy. He's not going to have a fun time.
Someone needs to do it because I sure don't.
None of us bless our children on here.
Ah, true. Alright, and with that, it is time, finally, to begin a little game called A Friendly Chat. So, oh, also, I'm going to get out of the nuts and bolts gallery and mute that. Love you guys. You're
Yep, we
great.
got to
You're
mute
distracting.
everything.
Yep. All right.
Do you want to start or should
Uh,
I?
unless you have something specifically planned for an intro, I can start.
I don't mind starting for once. I actually have a minor idea.
Then go for it. Set us up.
All right. The main thing is now you and I know a bit about this, and Craigory and Detective Little Stagehand have someone in common that they both know. Of course, one of the parties here doesn't know that, and one of them really, really does. And this specific character also knows a bit about Craigory, namely, he has a wanted poster, and that isn't good for a child. So, in fact, I think we should start this. Kraken, would you mind rolling me perception?
Oh, good lord. This man does not perceive historically.
All right. So, I'd say it's an evening. It's you've done all the things you wanted to do for the day, Craigory. You've had, I'm pretty sure, a good time or shenanigans or whatever you do in your wonderful, wonderful life. In fact, what does he do nowadays?
Uh, nowadays, he avoids the police. And mostly, it's been prepping to get out of town, and in between that, he's been hitting up the local libraries a lot. He had a bit of trouble getting that started, but now that he has found libraries and can get back in them again, yep, he's been reading up on things,
Mm-hmm.
checking out books, making very careful note to return those books later on time.
Yes, it is a good idea to do that. It's just another one of those crimes on a lovely list. And as Craigory finds himself going home this time, he enters as normal. It's, there's absolutely nothing wrong with your door. It might open a little bit easier than usual. It might open just a little bit easier than usual, but that's fine. You got kids in the house.
Boomer gets bored.
And
Maybe she tinkered with the door.
maybe she did indeed. And does Craigory wear anything to, make him less recognizable nowadays, or does he just wander around?
Uh, he's been wearing various disguises. There's the thing. Uh, we'll go with what he's been wearing recently, which isn't intense. Tunes don't need a whole lot. Quite often, just the Clark Kent effect can be more than enough. So he's using the glasses again from Library Hunt. Just big old round spectacles.
Oh god, I love this boy in his paper thin disguises. They do come in so handy. But Craigory, as you go into the hallway of your home, you might take off your disguise, but there's something unusual. There's a new smell in the house. A smell of really, really dark coffee.
Huh. I didn't know Pip drank coffee. That's weird. But
And there is just a
yeah, he has taken those glasses off. He's, on his turf now. The glasses don't do anything. They are completely just frames, no lenses. He's taken them off.
and right as he does, there's a Craigory Henrik Danthews.
Uh, okay. It's gonna roll
Just
performance.
coming down.
Which, hold on. Please scroll down, computer, because I need to. Yep. I love that charisma stat for him. So good. All right. He cannot hide a jump because he thought no one was here, and that was also his full name. He's told no one his full name lately. What the heck?
And if he's to whirl around, at the end of the hallway, in his very own home, there's someone leaning on the wall. And they look a bit like this, and I'm accidentally putting it in the wrong place. I do apologise. I've accidentally put it in the nuts and bolts gallery, but
Oh,
I think you can see
yeah.
it just fine.
Yep, see it now.
And it's this semi-russet coloured. You think it's a monkey. You're pretty sure it's a monkey. Those eyes don't look quite like a monkey. And
Uh-oh.
it's just leaned against the wall, staring at you.
Craigory slams the glasses back on his face. Who?
Oh, that's how we're playing it. All right. Didn't think we were going to be lying straight off the bat, but. And you say what you're going to say, because Lynn's just going to roll a quick thing.
Cool. Craigory freezes when he's under panic. It's just like,
And Lynn has advantage on this specific thing, so.
boy, oh boy. She says, I don't know who that is. Why have you? I'm calling the police. You've broken into my place. Get out.
Broken. Ah, oh, door was already open. Sorry about that. And I was checking in on something. And there's this twitch of her ear as she looks up or round, and you can kind of tell just she's listening for other people.
Uh. Boy.
And on hearing just faint stuff, like you can the people you live with, Craigory, they do seem quite noisy, don't they?
Mhm. They sure can be.
And Lynn just gives this very slight nod, and she goes, I think we should perhaps take this somewhere else, don't you? Let's just have a talk. And she's ever so slightly gone off from the wall now and is just taken a few very casual, measured steps towards you.
Oh, why can't we talk here if we're just going to be talking? Who are you?
Oh. Eh. Well, seeing as we're lying about things, Mr. Not Craigory, I might as well take a lie of my own. Well, let's take a look at me. I am, and she does give this sort of mocking look down at herself and go, "Why, I am normally a monkey. Let's lie and say I'm a pecking wolf." Oh, wait. And Craigory, something strange happens to this toon in front of you. Her fur, which has looked very coarse before, all of a sudden the sketching of it frays. And before your eyes, this quite small toon shifts. And she's no longer 3'6". She's 4 foot tall and 8 foot long. A russet giant wolf. And she goes, you misunderstood me earlier. I wasn't asking whether we were going to stay. I was, well, taking this outside now.
Boy.
Bravery, I'd advise running.
Yeah, he's throwing ice knife and running.
Ice knife, oh my god.
So, switch over to the spells tab, but that is a dexterity save, I believe. Make an arranged spell attack. Hoo boy.
Also, the wonder all of this is it's in the evening, and Lynn specifically timed this so there's going to be very few people out in the street. She doesn't want people to see her, but she does want to really scare the heck out of this guy.
Mm-hmm, like, it's already working. Alright. So, wow, Craigory, a 9 does not hit, I have to assume.
Nope, a 9 really doesn't hit. In fact, what it just does instead is piss her off.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Even on a miss, Ice Knife explodes, so, she misses the piercing damage. She may not miss the explosion. So, that's a dex save.
Alright, dex save. I shall do my thing. Let's see, what is her dex save modifier? It is... That is a +4.
Haha.
8.
Okay.
Oh.
The ice knife misses, it sticks in the wall, and Lynn thinks, oh, well, that was kind of pathetic. And then it explodes in a shard of ice and nails her for... What is the damage?
Heck!
Tell me the damage. All right. 2d6. All right. Must succeed on a dexterity save. All right, it's 2d6 cold damage for Lynn. And Craigory's booking it. Like, we're not in official initiative yet, but like he did his action, he's making his movement. His movement is to run. He's out the door, down the stairs, out the door, into the street.
Let's see. Who rolls the damage for that? Just as a quick thing.
You go ahead and roll it.
All right. 9 points of damage. All right. You've got it. Lynn is by no means squishy. However, she has now clocked. Oh, yeah. Okay, this guy knows magic. Pecking fantastic. Well, and she pursues. She is being silent for once. She normally howls, but she does not do that. She just bolts right after you.
Okay, if she's being silent, does Craigory know she's there? He's just running. He's a little scared to look behind him, but if he can't hear anything...
Let's see.
Do a stealth, I think.
Yes. Yeah, no. She crashes through the door downstairs.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And now she's out in the street. Now she's growling. Because she didn't want to wake Boomer or Pip or anything. But no, now that they're outside, oh no. He's just going to get... Yeah.
Oh, no. Craigory's running. He really
Hitch.
wishes he had like a stone of far speech or whatever we call it is here, communication, because, oh, as far as he knows, the place was empty and Pip and Boomer are other places. But like, this is exactly the time to tell Pip, hey, there's a wolf after me. Find Boomer and get
Yeah.
her out of here.
And as Lynn breaks out of the building, her head whips around, finds him, and there are all of her teeth bared. And she gives chase. And I think we might need to roll survival now. Because this is Toontown and Lynn knows it. But Craigory, you said you don't really know it before, don't you?
He's lived here before, but it was a couple years ago, and as he learned the hard way in library hunt, Toontown has changed. It's changed around him, and yeah, with a 6, God.
I think with a 6 and a 17, because you see, Lynn has lived her entire life in Toontown. She was raised here by the Stagehands, and she's been all over it to deal with crime. She knows these back alleys. And Craigory, she's hurting you.
Uh, boy. All right.
Uh,
You know what his response is going to be? He's going to cast
what?
Spider Climb on himself.
Oh, you picnic.
He's casting Spider Climb, and he's just going to start running up the walls of a building, get onto the roof, just like start getting onto really weird territory to try and lose this wolf. Get out of the streets.
Oh, oh. Yeah. I think she's gonna first. Let's see, 14. Oh, I think she tries to pursue. I think she does try, but yeah, you're on the roofs now, and she's just, oh, you absolute mother picker. All right, Plan B it is. And yeah, let's cut to Craigory. Craigory, you're running on the roofs. What you doing, mate? Where you going?
He doesn't know. I need to do another survival check. Ah! Oh, it's been a while since he's been running around on the rooftops as well. All his little like
sense.
tips and tricks from when he was being a rascal when he was a teen, they are not helping him much now these days. So he's on the roofs. He's picking a direction that looks like it's going to be confusing to be followed on, and he's gunning for it. He's just trying to lose this wolf.
Well, there's a fabulous thing about that. You see, there's one thing that I didn't say earlier, and that's Lynn. Seeing as she found out about this, she found out about Craigory around Animas time when she was trying to get something for Boomer. She just wanted to give this little kid a treat, and then she found crime. And she's been stalking you, Craigory, and she's been trying to suss how you move, how you react, where you'd react. So if let's say she did lose you, she would be able to find you again. And Craigory, Lynn just got a dirty 20 on making sure she would know where you went. And
So
so,
she knows he's a coward.
oh, oh, she knows he's a coward and she's betting and she's playing with it. And Craigory, as you get to a dip in the streets, perhaps it's too wide to go across. Perhaps it's just you don't want to go on that specific roof because it looks unsafe. But the moment you slow down, there is, yeah, that, yeah, Lynn's gonna do something incredibly stupid. The moment she will have sussed where you're going, and she will have lain in wait. And the moment you look as though you're going to slow down, yeah, you've now got a wolf pouncing on you. Please make a save.
He's screaming. He's screaming. What save am I making?
Let's see. But
Dex? Strength?
Yeah, let's make a dex. And this is
Whoa.
terrible. Roll with disadvantage. Because Lynn is lucky.
Oh, I did a -2 there. I didn't mean to do that. He's a +2.
Oh, pick. Alright,
He like skids and he
so
jukes. Do you get him?
I think she clips him. In fact, let's see what.
Yeah.
Nope. It's she lunges, and unfortunately, she is still getting used to her new size. She only does this in very rare circumstances, and not really when she's actually aware. And so you hear her coming because she just roars. It is this absolute howl as she comes at you,
He's
and
terrified.
yeah,
Yeah, he hears that, sees the shape, and he like skids and windmills his arms and like tries to juke out of the way, and it mostly works. So she just kind of clips aside, and they're probably both sent sprawling.
yeah, it's they are just sent sprawling. And did we say we're on a roof still? Because I'm just thinking.
I'm thinking too. Are you receiving my clown-to-clown communication? Do we want to roll to see if anyone gets near an edge?
Yes, I do.
Straight D20 to see how lucky we are.
Oops, that is that is not what I meant
A
to do.
D204?
A 10. I think.
I'm just rolling a straight D20 so I don't. Okay.
All right. I think Lynn does get close to the edge. 10, I think, just barely passes. She's got her claws into the roof, just very nearly over. Just, okay, Peck did not think that through.
Is it like the hind legs are
And
kind of
Craigory,
out?
yes. And she just, like, digs her claws in. And yeah, part of this roof does slightly crumple under that. Because she's putting all her rare effort into this. And she just blinks, because, whoa, that was close. And then fixes back on you.
Okay, Craigory is not on the edge. He's, a little worrying close, but he's not over it. And you know what? Great. He's casting magic missile to see if he can like dislodge your grip penny.
Oh, you mother picker.
And magic missile always hits. So let's see.
Oh, you absolutely.
3 glowing darts. Each dart hits a creature of your choice. So all 3 darts are going for Lynn. That's going to be. Each dart deals 1d4 plus 1 force damage. So that would be rolling 3d4 plus 3.
Oh my god. Oh, if she didn't hate you before, she really hates you now.
Listen,
You are
you've come at
you
him.
are a very dangerous.
He's.
Lynn is not smart. She's just seeing a criminal.
11
Right.
damage.
Okay, and thankfully we're not below the level where she has to start rolling wisdom saves.
Oh
Thank
God.
Pick on that front. And I think we're gonna make. Let's see. I think this would be a strength saving throw at this point, just to see if she actually keeps her grip. 17. She does. She is singed. She really, really doesn't like you right now. And so I think at least one of those blasts hit her in the face and snapped it to the side, and then she just very slowly turns it back. And yeah, if you thought she was pissed off before, yeah, those eyes are now slits as she claws her way back up and goes, okay, you're picking dead.
He believes that. Why is this happening to him? And on that, he is gonna ask, what do you even want from me? And he's like backing up and scrambling. What did I do to you? don't. I would remember meeting a monkey wolf.
You are a threat to someone who is mine. You are a direct threat to them, and that I am not going to let that stand. You really shouldn't have messed with a little boomer.
What? You know Boomer?
And Lynn actually just ever so slightly just stops at that. She's like, of course I know that picking little kid. And you do as well.
It,
You and your little gig you've got going.
uh, you, I don't know what you mean by gig. Don't really have anything. Things don't tend to be planned. They just happen. What do you? Wait, I'm a
Oh,
threat? He like looks himself. Craigory does not think of himself as very intimidating in any context at all.
I am going to make a little. All right, you see Lynn, and she actually just does this. Oh, why do the criminals always make it so picking difficult to talk to? And she steps forward. She's got up on the roof again, but she actually manages to shift herself back. And yeah, and
Uh,
suddenly you are looking again at a russet little monkey toon as she very much is. She is the epitome of aggravated with you as she just pulls herself forward, does a little adjust of her lapels, and goes into her hammer space. And she barely does it, and she pulls out your wanted poster. And she goes, "This doesn't look like a, well, bunch of shenanigans to me. Mr. Craigory?
well,
Mr. Craigory and his two accomplices."
you say that like I'm in charge of them. I'm really not.
Oh, really? Really? You and these two children, and you say you're not in charge?
Craigory kind of snorts at that. It's like, okay, one child. Yeah, Boomer's child. And if you say you know Boomer, you know you can't control that kid to do anything. She just does things, and you have to keep up.
And the other one?
Other one is an adult.
All right, there. You do not notice a single thing, but
Oh no.
internally, Lynn is going. Wait, one of them's an adult?
Does that make this better or worse?
Yeah, she is questioning that because it's just like this adult, this adult works with him, accomplice. Okay, we're gonna chase that up on another day. And there is just this very blank poke face as she's just glaring up at you, and she goes, "The kid is hard to control, and I cannot believe I am saying that. I am actually saying something in agreement with a criminal. All right, Lynn, you really, really have stepped to a new low on that front."
Gregory feels like he
And she just,
should be kind of insulted, but like he also can't deny pretty much any of the charges on that list. They're all pretty true.
yeah. And Lynn just kind of looks off to the side one bit, and yeah, you guys are on a roof. She is just kind of internally going, well, that escalated a lot quicker than I thought it was going to, but okay, we can roll with this. And she looks back up at you and goes, hmm. You have a lot of explaining to do on this front, and I want to know everything, so you are not getting out of this until you tell me exactly how all of this came to be, especially how you came to have a 6-year-old real kind child in your, well, criminal hands, or yes, what would you rather call them? Let's see. Let's actually take a look at your crimes and actually go, what kind of hands are these? They're thieving hands, they're destroying hands, they're hands that have committed crimes against a Pekin god. And
He's
honestly, I could go on with this list, and she is actually tapping it, just going, I could go on. I really could pick and go on here with the amount of crimes.
he's like,
Honestly,
okay,
I don't know.
listen, listen.
Hmm?
Most of those are old. Most of those
Oh,
are
that
like,
makes it better.
most of them are like 3 to 5 years. Yeah, I was a teen, which I also will not deny them because, like, you know what? Peck the Wizard Guild. Also, Crimes Against God, that's a funny one. They literally are just talking about themselves. The Wizard Guild is talking about themselves. They're extremely full of themselves.
Oh yes, the Wizard Guild, which have put a really, really nice price on your head. I mean, honestly, 75 gold. That was something fun to learn. Well, a lot
Yeah,
of things were
I'm
fun to learn about you.
flattered and terrified on that.
Yes, they did release a lot of information about you. I am very impressed with how wonderfully in depth those files were.
Oh, Craigory
But
makes a big face. He doesn't like that. He didn't know that.
yeah, but well, and she rolls up the wanted post and she goes, you know what? I don't think this is a conversation for a rooftop. I think, and as she's been talking, she's been slowly walking forward, and she grabs you by the leg, so that, like, yeah, you're not getting away from her, and she goes, "Why don't we go get some pecking coffee? Because I have a lot of things to talk to you about."
Sounds acceptable. Coffee shops mean witnesses. Craigory likes this. He is far less likely to be wolf murdered around people rather than on a rooftop.
And Lynn gives this very big smile that shows some still very wolfish sharp teeth and goes, "Great, I know a place. All right, Hmm. Throw you off the roof or climb down. Throw you off the roof or climb down."
He lifts a leg as if to kick her.
Oh, you try that? You really want to try that, boy? And yeah,
I'm
Lynn
thinking
doesn't
about it.
actually
You
know your age.
started this.
Yeah, and I'm gonna finish it. And I think we might want to cut out at this point,
Yeah,
just so that
smash
we don't
cut.
see. Yeah, just these two standing at the edge of the roof, just contemplating who's gonna shove who off. And we find ourselves this excellent smash cut, and it goes from almost about to swear to the jingle of a door. And Craigory, Lynn is still holding the your trouser leg, and it kind of looks. If anyone was just looking over from the cafe, they would just say, "Oh, look, two friends." But no, no, you're really not friends. And Lynn just goes, "Okay, we are just going to come in here. There is a lovely booth over there in the corner. I use it from time to time. We are going to order some nice pecking coffee, and we are going to sit over there and we are going to talk. Unless you want me to start yelling about, oh, I don't know, what's a fun thing to yell about in a place full of witnesses that might know the police? Perhaps something to do with Jello?
uh, yeah, and he just winces and goes, "You're already basically like, we're already here. You're just going over the top now."
Eh, it pays to be careful, and quite frankly, I don't trust you a bit.
Cool, neither do I. You showed up in my place and attacked me.
I had to make sure you stayed out of there. I mean, and make me a insight roll. Let's go insight.
Yeah. God.
You get nothing. There's a slight ear twitch, and she just comes right up again, and she looks and goes, "All right, coffee time," and she drags you to the counter. And the second she's there, and the person turns, yeah, Lynn's gonna. Lynn probably should have done this before. Lynn isn't very smart. All right, Lynn slaps down 5 gold onto the table, slaps down a big gulp of a giant tankard, and goes, "All right, fill that up with as many espresso shots as you can. Do not be stingy. It's a day."
Well,
And
hmm,
yeah,
that's a lot. How big is this tankard?
you probably don't want to know. It's normal size. It could fit in both of her hands. At the same time, it's Toon logic. Who knows how many of this actually thing? It's probably got like, let's go with her average. She's got like 18 shots that she puts in her coffee normally, so it's probably
God.
maybe about that. In fact, you know what? Let's say 16. Let's say 16 shots because she's here to terrorize people.
Cool. Craigory's putting down 3 gold and just asking for a black coffee. He's not doing anything fancy.
All right.
But we're here to be
The
civilized, so there's coffee to be had.
Yes, the very, very, very shaken barrister just kind of looks down, just goes, "Why?" and then and then does do both of the orders because hey, it is money, and you both get them, and then just directs you over to the booth. And this booth is in the corner. It's pretty isolated, and it is partially in shadow. So if you guys want to show anything or want to do anything, it will be quite secretive, which is pretty good and
Good for
also
Lynn.
pretty bad. Yeah, pretty bad if you wanted, witnesses.
Hmm.
And then just nudges you in and sits on this side that's close to the door, and she goes, "Okay, so where do we start with this entire circumstance? Oh, I know. And okay, Lynn, what are you? Peckin' heck, peckin' heck, Lynn. All right. Okay, that is actually vaguely ironic. She pulls out a cheesecloth and she just
Ha!
looks at it for a second. She goes, "Okay, vaguely ironic there. I got this." And she holds it up. "Last time I saw little Boomer. Absolutely wonderful kid. I mean, seriously. Very smart. A bit on the, well, eccentric eating type, but hey, kids will be kids. Which is why," and she's actually rolling with this as a, okay, this happened completely by accident, but I am going to just run with it. Just, which is why I find it quite unusual that a good kid like her is suddenly, well, associating with someone like you. So, how did that happen?
To be honest, I don't think it's a smart idea either, but uh, we ran into each other by accident, had a harrowing adventure. I'm sure you know, just kind of as you do, things happen. And, kept in touch. And then one day things got a little out of
Hmm.
hand, and I became a criminal, I guess. And
Ah,
now we're
yes,
here.
the average thing to happen. Yes. Hmm. Mhm. What is is your insight again, Lynn? What is your insight? Ah, yes, I was right. All right, she doesn't think you're lying,
Good,
which is
because
good.
he isn't.
Yeah,
It gets vague, but it's
he
true.
isn't. He isn't. But there is that irritated twitch of her tail. And she goes, "So you're expecting me to believe that a innocent 6-year-old just happened to meet you, and this is all chummy and fine, seeing as well." And let's see, let's pray that Lynn actually gets. Yeah, either way. And Lynn pulls out an entire case file,
How big is
and
it?
it's big enough that you're actually surprised it fit in her coat pocket. And she thunks it down onto the table, and on the top is it's Craigory Henrik Danthew's The Picnic.
I'm not even gonna roll performance. He
Yeah,
makes a huge big face at that.
and she also puts something else down on the table, and it's a folded paper airplane as well. And she goes, "Here's the thing I don't get. You say all of this is shenanigans, and all right, but why would a criminal stay with a child? Why would a criminal hang out with these two new people unless," and from the file, she produces the wanted posters for accomplices that you got. And yes, it's little Pip and it's little Boomer in admittedly disguises, but yeah, you can tell that Lynn knows Boomer. She'd know this kid anywhere. And she goes, "Now, normally I'd give the benefit of the doubt, but you see, when a criminal suddenly pulls more people into an activity, when a little child suddenly gets pulled into that activity, you see, that's not exactly going to fly, is it?"
It doesn't look good. No.
"No, it doesn't. And seeing as you've got quite the history, and Boomer is a, well, very explosive child, and this, roll me an insight, roll me another insight on this one. Yeah, you get it. You actually see, you actually see past the anger here, and you actually see concern and maybe even a little fear for little Boomer, because Lynn's seen people go down into bad paths, and she's actively scared that you're apprenticing, conditioning, introducing this rather reckless child into a life of crime. And yeah, and as she looks back at you, you can still see that anger, but you can also see that defensiveness of this is someone who's trying to protect a child.
Yeah, this was the insight he needed. Just gonna take a long sip of coffee and take a big sigh. Has Lynn introduced herself by name? I can't
No, she
remember.
hasn't.
Yeah.
No, she
Okay.
has not. And also at this point as well, she's seeing you take a sip of coffee. Yeah, she is about to take hers, sniffs it, goes, "Mm." And then she pulls out. Let's hope. Yeah, she pulls out another little flask, uncaps it, pours even more coffee into the big one, puts it back in, and then just downs half of it in one go.
She probably doesn't mean this as an intimidation, but Craigory's kind of being intimidated anyway. He's not going to say anything. But, like,
Yeah,
boy.
Lynn's calming herself down. These are all just choices, guys. It's fine.
Yeah.
And
He sips his
he is
own
just looking at
coffee.
you.
Yeah. Look, Miss Monkey. What is your name?
I didn't introduce myself, did I? Well, I am Detective Littlin Stagehand. I'd normally tack on a at your service, but I'm not so inclined right now.
Yeah, you're really not. Uh, so, Detective Stagehand,
hmm
here's the thing. So it sounds like we both know Boomer reasonably well. You know she's, you know, reckless and full of energy and full of life, and she's a really good kid. But
And Lynn's shoulders do slightly relax at that because it's just she is thinking of this kid who gave her money when she was really needing it. And yeah, she sees this little ball of life as well. She is thinking of Boomer right now. She gives a nod.
I might be about to burst your bubble a little on this, but the reason I met Boomer in the first place was because she was already committing like crimes completely without my input. She broke into a place.
Mother picking what? Yeah, there's a scratch mark in the table now.
uh, yep, no lies. She was there before me.
Oh, picking heck, they do start young. Okay.
Which
Well,
is not an excuse for me. My point is, she already. I might have some insights into this than you do. She already finds doing stuff like that exciting, right? You'd say that tracks?
yeah. Okay.
Right. It's
Well,
exciting and, you know, for her it's fun. She's. I didn't really do anything. I would argue for me, things have been circumstantial and a little petty. Circumstantial. And I'm not saying Boomer's destined to become a criminal. That's not
okay, Lynn
it.
is now staring at you really intently. It's
Yeah,
just like, pick those words carefully.
yeah. I'm trying. I'm not good at words. The amount of stupid things that come in my mouth, you wouldn't believe. But uh,
Oh,
uh,
I can believe.
he takes another sip of coffee to calm himself. He's not good at words. Okay, what I'm saying is, if she's already kind of inclined at the moment to get into trouble, then I'm not going to stop her because that's
All right.
an individual's choice.
All right. I'm just going to. And she's actually pinching the bridge of her muzzle now because she hasn't really got a nose bridge anymore. It is very much she's almost got a muzzle. She's very nearly holding back from very much going full on very angry wolf, and she's okay, and she's just holding up her hand. Well, first off, I get there are choices in life. I also get there are laws, and laws, when you break them, get the authorities involved. You are aware of this? I know you are very peckin' aware of this, Mr. Evading Arrest.
Supremely a peckin' aware. It's stressful.
Yes. And how do you think this would be for Boomer if, say, this accomplice thing, this, and she does thing in this little disguise, if she carries on this path?
If she's really determined to, I can't stop her. You could try it. I don't know
Well,
if anyone
peckin' heck,
could.
you're the adult. You're the peckin' adult here.
I'm the adult, but people have choices, even if they're bad choices. I've made so many bad choices, but I also had a lot of choices restrict. Look, if I just think it's my job is to be the adult in her corner. backing her up. If she's going to end up being a trouble magnet, then there should at least be someone, you know, responsible adult to back
bail
her
her
up on
out.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And Lynn
She
has
shouldn't be doing it alone.
Lynn's leaned back in her chair at that, just like takes another sip of the coffee and is just like running her hand over her forehead, like, well, at least she's got one person in her corner, and all right. And she's now looking at you, and there's that pursing of her lips as she ponders something. She goes, okay, here's a deal, Mr. Craigory. I am not going to peck and maul you, and I am not going to send this delightful little buddy plane to a couple of friends of mine, telling them, well, what is going on today. And I am not going to release this file to anyone. If you help me watch over this child and try and curb some of her more, what's the word? Sassafras extreme quirks. If you help me corral a bit of the chaos so the authorities aren't, trying to throw her in jail before she's 10, I might let you off the hook a bit. Because, quite frankly, as she does do a little gesture, she goes, I hate to say this, you're a nerd.
That does crack a laugh
the
out of him.
peck weedy little nerd. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised I haven't hit you, but you look so peck and squishy. I mean, look at you. I probably could take you out if I wanted to, and I really, really do want to. So, and you are very aware, and here she does kind of get a bit more serious. Here, I know where you live. You know I can track you down, and when I get my hands on you, if anything ever happens to this child, there won't be a manhunt, there will be a missing headhunt for you. But at the same time, I think this in common situation we have might prove beneficial to the both of us.
Well, that's very reasonably. I appreciate the non-mauling and the non-tattling. That's good.
So, let's set something up here. And she pulls a sheet of paper out from the case file and she just goes, this one doesn't have much on it. And she writes an address on it and she slides it to you and goes, this is a place I expect you to write to. Let's be generous and say every major event, every minor event, every event where you think, oh geez, someone better not learn about this, you write to me. And you tell me about it. You tell me how this kid is doing. You tell me what this kid has done. And I will do my best to figure out any ways to get them out of it. Does this sound reasonable to you?
It sounds a little like pen pal snitching, but
It's not so much snitching if you don't tell me, well, I do know where you live, as I just said, and also I hope little Boomer and you liked the chili.
he takes that paper and he mutters to himself, I don't know what it is about coffee shops and blackmail, but God.
But just know I'll be keeping an eye out. I mean, I can find you there. I can find you at what was her name? Janelope's place. I could always find you there if you don't come to me about these things. I'm sure.
Okay, his hand crumples around the paper. Leave family out of this?
And that was kind of a reaction she wanted. Like, you do actually. She stops with the intimidation for a second and just gives you a nod of approval. Just yeah, Mr. Craigory, I am a detective, not a villain. I won't do anything to her. It was a bit of a test, I'll admit. Hands up. I just wanted to see your reaction on that one. Nothing will happen to him, I promise.
Good. He is going to roll insight on that. Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
Lynn's
Lynn
being
was
completely serious.
yeah, Lynn was completely honest with you. She was just kinda she was wanting to intimidate him, but no, she'd never go after an innocent person. She's with a 19, you also do notice that when she was saying that line, she did falter over the word detective. And she made a really quick recovery, but you do notice, yeah, she was going to say something else, but eh,
Huh.
life choices have made her change her tone.
It's interesting.
And she goes, well, this has been a intriguing and enlightening conversation, and I think we've both got something out of it. Now you'd probably be best getting back to yours. I mean, we don't exactly want to startle them, do we?
No, we don't.
Good. I'll be seeing you around. You might not see me. We'll see how things go. But just do keep it in mind. And she is showing off a bit more of her teeth again.
Fantastic. Love this. Great.
And you know what? So Lynn doesn't think you pursuing her or anything. She wants to make sure her intimidation factor just caps off. Craigory, roll me a wisdom save.
Ha ha ha. What is your wisdom? Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't pass. She goes, all right then, I think we're done here. Goodbye, Craigory. And she's got this wonderful brooch, this skull brooch, and as she takes another sip of coffee, she activates it. And yeah, Craigory, she's just cast Cause Fear on you.
Ah! Okay. So, yeah, fear means he needs to get his way as quick as possible, right? As far as he can.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
running.
She's just basically, yeah. And
There's
as
like a poof.
she finishes her, yep, she
Expedition.
finishes her coffee and she just goes, gets him every time.
Expeditious retreat. There's like a cloudy outline where he was. The door is swinging. He's out. He's left the rest of his coffee.
Oh, pecking delightful. She grabs it. It is incredibly weak to her, but she downs it. And then she just happily gets up, brushes herself down, and leisurely strolls out.
Fantastic. I think that it ended about as well as it could have.
It really, really did. I am so glad you got one of those insights. There is
Oh.
one. There is one of the things that she gets as she's leaving. She does happen to look into a any reflective surface, and she does kind of stop because Lynn is completely rusted. She hasn't got any gold on her right now, and she just goes, I'll deal with that later. And she just carries on walking.
Whew.
And that's everything I've got. If Craigory wants to do anything after he's out of sight, that's up to Craigory.
I think mostly he's just running. I think just kind of the last thing he does is he goes back to the place he and Pip are staying at, and I'm just gonna say for fun, Pip's there. He kicks down the door and yells, "Pip's Holy Pack!" And that can be our ending image. We like.
Yeah, that is the perfect way to end it.
Because like he's absolutely letting Pip what the hell just went on.
Lynn will be researching Pip as much as she can after this because she's like, okay, that really wasn't a child. Okay.
Oops. Oh well.
Yeah. Oh well, indeed.
And with that, I think we can stop the recording. Thank you
Yeah,
for this
that
game.
was great. Thank you for having me.
Mhm.
And bye bye.
Mhm.